Sternberger, along with Bill Gibbons from Franklin Field. Quickly, Bill, a very good matchup. Temple at 1-1, the Hens at 1-0.
A very big matchup, especially for the Owls of Temple, a big-time football program. In order for them to be successful, they have to start with the Blue Hens of Delaware. And look for Temple to go upstairs early with Tim Reardon having great success in the early going, 37 for 53, almost throwing 70%. And Steve, if he throws 70% tonight, the Delaware secondary is going to be tested an awful lot.
Just about set for kickoff. Casey Knobloch to put it away. 1976 was the last time these two clubs met here, and the Hens pulled off a dramatic 18-16 victory in the rain.
Steve, we're ready. Let's go Blue Hens and let's go Steve Thornberger.
Casey Knobloch to kick it deep. A lot of running room for Temple, and the Owls will have great field position at the 40. Starting for Temple, up front at left tackle, Mike McClern is number 76, 6'5", 286, biggest man on the football field. Left guard, Mike Parada. Center, Mike Berger. Right guard is Mike Pentino. Your right tackle, Craig Epley. Set the backfield momentarily. Tim Reardon at quarterback for the Owls. Brian Slade, Harold Harmon in the backfield. Reardon's going to put it up early. Scrambling with a little room to run. Tim will turn it up and get run out of bounds. Good defensive pursuit out there. The Hens with a great defensive effort last week. They shut out Western Kentucky 31-0. Yielded -5 net yardage on the ground. 86 total yards the Hilltoppers ran up on the Blue Hens. That was their first shutout in 30 ball games. At the split ends, Reggie Brown. He wears number 33, top receiver on this ball club. Reardon, 70% completion passer this year. 1-1 on the air. Here's Slade, Brian Slade, a stop in trouble and knocked down there. 78, Joe Valentino. Robertson, number 56. Ron Rossi, number 90. The Hens have come to play football. Quickly setting at defensive line for Delaware. Up front, Ron Rossi at the left end. Your left tackle is Joe Valentino. Right tackle, Jeff Hardenshield. Your right end, Paul Brown. The linebacker, Sean Riley, Greg Robertson, and Ali Witherspoon in the backfield. George Schmidt, Lou Rita, Bill Melly, and Jimmy Newfrock. 3rd and 9, Temple. Reardon, straight drop. Reardon in trouble, scrambling out of the pocket. Got a man out there complete, but they'll be short of first down yardage. Rita on the coverage, along with George Schmidt. Pass was complete. Reuben McCoy, number 80, and checking it's going to be a 1st and 10 Temple, first drive of the ball game.
Good pressure implied by the Delaware defensive front. Reardon scrambled out of the backfield and hit McCoy at midfield.
Jim Ermert is the tight end, 6'3", 220. Where's number 81? He's set up on the right side of the Temple offensive front. Here's Slade, Brian Slade, Ron Rossi in on the hit. With assistance from Paul Brown. Remember, at halftime, we'll have Paul Brown as our halftime guest here on the Blue Hen Football Report.
First time Temple has picked up yardage on the ground, gain of 4. It'll bring up a 2nd and 6 from the 46.
Reuben McCoy split wide right. Brown split left. Option Reardon. He'll turn it up. Tim Reardon with a little bit of room. Rossi again on the hit. Also Sean Riley out there, number 58. 3rd and 3 Temple at the Blue Hen 44. Just underway, first quarter action. 13 minutes left here in the first quarter. Fumble. Reardon got it back and he's dropped. Going to have to give up the football. Robertson coming from that middle linebacker spot to make the tackle. A little mix-up in the Temple backfield. That's your first fumble of the ball game. And Delaware, hopefully, will get a hold of the football here. Number 18, Kip Schenefeld, will do the booting. 6'5", sophomore, and Kevin Phelan will drop deep. Phelan had a lot of work in the opening ball game against Western Kentucky. Hens look for a return here. Line drive kick. Phelan will let it bound, and it will dribble into the Hen end zone. 1st and 10, Delaware. They will move it from their own 20. Tubby Raymond right here at Franklin Field. Up front, Tom Pershing, Doug Martin, Peter Mill, Mark Manillo, Randy Smith. They are your front men for the Blue Hens. Set that backfield just a second. That's Kason in motion. Clement in a wing right. Now we'll set up on the line of scrimmage. Kevin Phelan on a carry. Kevin will cross the 20 and get dumped at about his 22-yard line. The Owls of Temple, remember, they got not destroyed by Penn State. They are down 21-0 on 3 quick touchdown passes in the first quarter. But then the Owls came back and made it very respectable, outscoring the Nittany Lions by a score of 14-10 in the final 3 quarters. Lost that ball game by a score of 31-14. Mark Steimer is your tight end, set up on the left. Phelan is the wing, along with Clement. Phelan's your split end, with Rick Titus at fullback, John Kason at 1/2. Here's Rick Titus up the middle with a little room. Picks up about 3 yards on the play. We will call it 3rd down and 5 from the Blue Hen 25.
Steve, Delaware testing the Temple right side of the defensive front. The left side, excuse me. When you do that, you got to test left tackle number 97, Vinny Minnie. He's had 2 solo tackles on the first 2 plays from scrimmage.
Vinny Minnie's a good one. 6 foot, 254. 3rd and a long 5, just inside the Delaware 25. Remember, they have to get to the to the Delaware 30. Kason in motion. Scully, here's Titus. Rick will get it. 1st down, Blue Hens. Their initial 1st down of the ball game. Rick Titus had a great day punting last week, over 46-yard average. Last year, he had a 39-plus average. That is an all-time University of Delaware Blue Hen football record for punters. On a 1st and 10 from the Hen 31. Rick rolling and scrambling. He'll throw, got a man a little bit behind Rick Titus. Let's set that Temple defense for you right now. Left tackle, Vinny Minnie, number 97, the captain. Middle guard is Ken Stapullo, number 93. Your right tackle is Guy Peters. At the linebackers, outside 37 is Jay Gicker. Inside, Bob Balkanis. On the right side, Tom Kilkenny. And on the right outside is Paul Dara. In the secondary, Kevin Ross, Ken Coffin, Sam Jones, Anthony Young. They've given up 31 points to Penn State, 18 last week to Syracuse. 2nd and 10, Delaware. Phelan, sweep left. Kevin, nice cutback, diving up over the 37-yard line. He will go down at about the 38. And that will bring up a 3rd and about 3 for Delaware. Sam Jones in on the hit, number 17, coming from the safety spot.
Anthony Young had Phelan in the backfield. As you mentioned, good cutback by Phelan. Pick up a 7 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 3 from the 38.
Remember, the Hens have beaten Temple the last 2 years running. 1980 in Veterans Stadium, a 28-7 victory. And last year at Delaware Stadium, they beat the Owls 13-7. Rick Scully has engineered both of those victories. Here's Rick, looking for his first completion. A little bit overthrown on Keith Phelan. Kevin Ross with the INT. We'll go back the other way. 1st and 10, Temple. First and 10, Temple at their own 32-yard line. First turnover of the ball game. Here's Slade, Ryan Slade. Running game at Temple has been shut down. Valentino's in there, Robertson, Witherspoon. Delaware with one of the top defensive efforts they've had in a long time. They turned that one over last week against Western Kentucky. Remember, the Delaware defense had trouble last year, and most of the guilt was pointing to the secondary. And of course, you got to have a pass rush to help out the secondary. They will be tested tonight. Tim Reardon, probably the top quarterback that Delaware will face all year long. Here's Reardon, rolling left. He can do this. Fake pump, will turn it up. Reardon with some good running room. Reardon knocked out of bounds up around his 45-yard line.
We move to further action in the same series of plays.
Reardon 3rd down and 7. Straight drop. Pressure. Witherspoon on a blitz. And Reardon will gun over the middle. Got a man out there. Reggie Brown. Sean Riley on the tackle. Reggie Brown will move it upfield. 1st and 10, Temple. 2nd and 20 after a holding penalty against Temple. Brown split wide right. Here's Reardon on a straight drop. Tim will go over the middle. Got a man wide open. Kickoff. Bill Maley. Maley's got the football with room. He'll cut back inside the 50 to the 45. Great field position, Blue Hens. 1st and 10, Delaware at the Temple 43.
Reardon tried to hit Brown across the middle, juggling act. Maley the right place at the right time. Delaware's going to regain possession, but it's going to come back 15 yards. I think we're going to have a clip on the return by Billy Maley. But Steve, Delaware's secondary has been tested in the early going, but they have come through in the challenge.
They will move the Hens back 15. They'll go 1st and 10 from their own 22. Rick Scully up over the football. 6:17 left here. We're scoreless. Rick in trouble and drops. First sack of the ball game for Temple. That didn't happen much last week at all. '96 is Lloyd Yancey. Lloyd Yancey in on the hit for the Owls. There's Lloyd. Yancey at 6'5", 245 pounds. He is a sophomore. Scully has Titus, Cason, and Clement in his backfield. John Cason in motion. Here's Rick Titus up the middle. Straight draw and a fumble. Temple football. Owls have it very deep in Blue Hen territory at the 19. Andy Locust on the recovery, number 19, for the Owls of Temple and Delaware. In some trouble here with 5:29 left. Nothing your score from Franklin Field. Coy split left, Brown split right. Ermer at the tight end on the left side of the Temple line. Reardon rolling, gunning over the middle. Almost picked off. Big play down there. Looks like Bill Maley again, right on the goal line. Bill Maley knocking down the intended pass for Reuben McCoy. McCoy's had success this season, leading receiver on this ball club. 7 catches for 63 yards and a TD. Reggie Brown also with 7 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown. Tim Reardon, 37 out of 53, no interceptions, 4 touchdowns, 395 yards. That is 70% efficiency through the air. 2nd and 10 at the Hen 19. Harmon. Check it, Sherman Myers, number 40. He checked in for Harold Harmon. Sherman Myers with running room inside the Hen 10. Temple has not beaten Delaware the last 2 years. Last time they beat the Hens, it was down at Delaware Stadium. 31-14, that was the year the Hens won the national championship. 1st and goal, Temple, 5 minutes, 1st quarter. No score. Reardon, option. Great play by Paul Brown, the captain. Brown at 6'4", 235. And Temple very fortunate there. Reardon looked the option, and he made the flip, but got the football back, fortunately, when Brown was in his pocket. Reardon, 3 for 6 on the contest. 2nd and 14. Straight drop. Reardon in trouble. Rossi had him, lost him. But Hartsfield is there, number 99. On the stop. He had some help. Valentino also there, number 78, coming from his left tackle spot. Brand new artificial surface here at Franklin Field. Over $600,000. The cost to put in new turf here at Franklin. 3rd and 14, 3:30 left, 1st quarter. Reardon. Myers at the 3-2, dropped. I'm sorry, Myers down to the 4-yard line. We will call it 4th and goal from about the 6. Sherman Myers, number 40, and I'm sure Wayne Harden will send on his kicking crew. Bob Closser will do the kicking. 4 for 4 in the extra point department. 1 aid, busting it up the middle. Pick up a couple yards on the play. Hardenshield in there with Valentino. And Paul Brown comes up, limping slightly. Remember, Paul Brown will be our halftime guest here at Franklin Field. 12:35 to play, second quarter. Big crowd on hand in Philadelphia. Estimated at about 25,000. Brown split wide left. He's caught a couple passes on the evening. Reardon wants to put it up, dropped the football, and we was lucky. Tim Reardon very lucky. Ron Rossi was there ready to pounce on that loose football, and that will bring up a third and long yardage for the Owls. Third and about 13 from the Delaware 27. Reardon throwing at a 70% clip on the season. That's through 2 ball games. Straight drop, draw play, fake draw, Reardon in trouble. Valentino chasing. Reardon gunning over the middle, almost picked off. Couldn't get it. All the hens are there. Great effort by Bill Melly. Newfrock was in there along with Robertson. 4th down, Temple. And that should bring Bob Clauser onto the football field. It will. Bob Clauser is 2 of 2 in field goal kicking. The season has 1 tonight. Bill Shirk doing the holding. Clauser will spot it at the 34, 44-yard boot. It's up long enough and good. Bob Clauser, second field goal of the ball game. The Owls of Temple take a 13-0 lead with 11:23 to play, second quarter. The Hen Brain Trust trying to get things cranked up. Ted Kempsky, Rick Scully there, and Tubby Raymond to Rick's left. Also the 2 backups, John Spar and B.J. Webster. Bob Clauser to boot it away, number 10. Phelan and Kason deep. Phelan will take this, drop it, pick it up in his own 6. Kevin at the 20. Sweeping wide right. Kevin will be dropped at his 27-yard line. Delaware will move it, 1st and 10.
Steve, very quickly, that last Temple drive, even though they came away with 3 points, you can't blame the Delaware defense. Temple took 3 minutes to move just 7 yards from the 34 down to the 27. Clauser with the 44-yarder, 6 plays, and the Owls lead 13-0.
Hens on a 1st and 10, moving it from their own 27-yard line. Here's Kevin Phelan. Kevin dropped at his own 29. The Temple defense has been very, very tough there. Clock rolling, 10:50. Delaware, the #1 rated football team in 1AA. The Lexington, Kentucky Herald. Remember, 2 1AA football polls out right now. 2nd and 9. Kevin picked up 1 yard on the play. Here's Titus, Rick Titus, up over the Hen 35-yard line. That will bring up a 3rd down. 3rd and 3 Delaware. Clement in motion. Reeder, the fullback. He will not get close to 1st down yardage. And the Blue Hens will have to punt it away. They've had trouble offensively. Ed Schubeck, number 5, in on the tackle. 9:54, clock moving. 13-0 Temple. Gene Feingold and Anthony Young deep. Who's got it? Feingold. Trying to find some running room. He will be dropped at his own 34-yard line. Temple will move it, 1st and 10. Owen Brand down there with John Gannon, number 55. And again, Joe Quigg, number 19. 1st and 10 Temple at their own 34. McCoy split wide left. Brown split wide right. The backs in an eye. Slade and Harmon. Here's Harold Harmon. He's had success tonight. Harmon over the 40, 45, 50, 45. Harmon knocked out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds at his own, the Hen 40-yard line. Bill Maley with a game-saving tackle there. Harold Harmon was off to the races once again. Harold Harmon with great speed out of Indian River. His junior and senior years in high school, he was the runner-up in the 100-yard dash. And ironically, he was the runner-up to his teammate, Maury Jarman, who was in the Hen stable last year but had injury problems and is not playing at all in 1982. 1st and 10 Temple. at the Hen 40. Reardon at quarterback, number 14, 6'1", 185-pounder. Here's Harmon. Harold with room. Harmon breaking deep in the Hen secondary. Inside the 25-yard line, another first down, Temple. New Frock on the stop, number 10. First and 10, Temple, 8:50, second quarter. Reardon, here's Harmon, Harold. Busting inside the 20 to the 15, down to the 14. Harold Harmon, over 100 yards here in the first half.
We now move to further action in the same series of plays.
Second and goal, Temple from the Hen 4. McCoy split wide out left. Harmon in the backfield with Slade. Here's Harold trying to turn the corner, great play. On Rossi being administered to on the Delaware sidelines. He needs to get back in the ball game. Third and goal, Temple. Remember Ron Rossi on the sidelines. Gannon is in there in his spot. Reardon on a straight drop. Tim in trouble, scrambling at his 20, at the 15, dropped at his 10. Witherspoon and Valentino there, and that will bring up a fourth and goal. Temple will set up for another field goal. Bob Clauser. Bill Shirk to do the holding. Bob Clauser trying to connect on his third field goal of the ball game. Low snap. Clauser gets it up, and good. 3 for 3 for Bob Clauser. Also a touchdown for Harold Harmon. That's been the story. 16-0. The Owls of Temple leading the Hens of Delaware. John Cason with Kevin Phelan back there deep for the Blue Hens. Also Chris Brown, number 36, a fullback, only a sophomore. He's one of the up men. 16-0 Temple. Nice crowd on hand here at Franklin Field. Remember, the Owls and the Hens haven't played here since 1976. Blue Hens with a big victory. Another great kick by Clauser. And Kevin Phelan will down it in his own end zone. The Hens will move it, first and 10. Martin, Mill, Melillo, and Smith up front for Delaware on a first and 10 from their own 20. Scully, here's Titus. Rick Titus over the 25. The 26 dropped the football. Temple's got it. Big turnover for Temple. Lloyd Yancey comes up with the football, a defensive tackle, and it will be first and 10. The Owls of Temple will move it. Yancey at 6'4", 245 pounds, and only a sophomore. Harold Harmon and Brian Slade split in the backfield. Reardon, 5 of 9 on the contest. Reardon, will he go down? Yes, he will. That's Wetzelberger, number 92, in on the hit. Bob Wetzelberger. Along with Dave McGarva. McGarva, a senior at 6'2", 225. Wetzelberger, only a soph at 6 even, 236. Dave McGarva getting some action. A senior, did not letter in 1981. Big play for Delaware. Second and 20, Temple. The Hens need a defensive surge here. Harmon, Harold slicing inside the 35 to the 10-33. Joe Quigg also on the tackle, number 19. John Gannon in there at left end for Ron Rossi. Reardon wants to put it up on a third down. Going over the middle, deflected, and picked off. Lou Rita's got the football, breaking tackles, and he's got some blockers. Here comes Lou Rita. He'll cut back against the grain, 50, 45, 40, and Delaware with a flag on the play. Big play by Lou Rita, but there will be a flag against the Hens of Delaware. But Lou Rita, great effort there. Deflected pass. And nonetheless, Delaware will get the football, first and 10.
Good play by Rita, especially on the return. We're going to have a clip at about midfield The Hens will take over at the 35-yard line. 4 minutes left. A good chance for the Blue Hens to get back in this football game.
Lou Rita with a 40-yard return. Of course, they move it back 15 because of the penalty. First and 10, Hens from the 38. Rick Scully directing the offense. Cason in a wing left, Clement in a wing right. Here's Cliff in motion. Fake, Scully's going to keep. Will set up and gun over the middle. Down there, wide open, Cason! What a catch! John Cason inside the Temple 30 to the Al 28. John Cason, good play there. He caught one pass last week for 29 yards. That was the longest reception of the afternoon against Western Kentucky. 3:41 left inside the Al 29. Reeder. Dan stacked up at the Al 26 and pushed backwards. Mill up over the football. He's a senior. Scully with a play action, fell down. Rick was down as soon as his knee touched, and the Delaware following here won a roughing of the passer, but the Hens will move back to the Temple 33. That will bring up a 3rd and long yardage.
Big play for Delaware. They're a little out of Casey Knobloch's range. It would be about a 50-yarder. But Tubby Raymond, once a touchdown, would put the Hens within 9 points and definitely right back in this game.
Scully 1 of 4 for 30 yards. 3rd and 13, 2:12 left, clock moving. Scully got Cason. John with some running room and a little blockers out there. Get the sideline. But we bumped out of bounds at the Al 20. And he's close to first down yardage, but I think he's going to be a little bit short. That's going to bring up a 4th down Delaware at the Al 21. Big decision for Tubby Raymond. And he's going to send in the kicking unit. Casey Knobloch to do the booting.
After an illegal procedure penalty, pushed the ball back 5 yards. Tubby Raymond sent back the offense.
4th and 7. Hens have to get inside the Temple 20. Scully on a drop. Going over the middle. Can't find his man. He's looking for Kevin Phelan. Hens come up empty-handed at the 2:01 mark, 2nd quarter. Temple will move it 1st and 10 from their own 27.
There was no further scoring in the half ended. And for the Blue Hens, also the captain for 1982. And Paul, you've mentioned in the past you were very surprised to get the captaincy this year.
Yeah, that is true, Steve. I guess there's about 22 seniors on the squad right now, and including my class, which redshirted freshman year, and also the class that really is the true senior class. There's a combination of guys that could have really done the job as well, as I'm trying to do right now. I anticipated it as being somebody else, but when Coach Raymond told me in the springtime that I was elected captain, I was really honored and thrilled to represent the team.
Paul, going back to your freshman year, it was an experimental process with the Blue Hen coaching staff to redshirt your entire freshman class, and all the seniors on this club, except 8 or 9, are all 5-year seniors coming in. That must have been a big boost for the ball club to have all you guys back this year, because the senior class that would have been here right now is about 8 or 9 guys in the ball club.
Yeah, that's once again true. Back when we were freshmen, there was a bunch of guys, like Rick Scully, myself, and Mark Malillo, and Kevin Phelan, just to name a few of the guys. We were all young, and we really didn't know how to decide or anything. So Coach Flynn and Coach Raymond came down, and they offered to us, if we wanted to redshirt that year, because they didn't have a freshman schedule or anything like that, and which in turn proved out to be an advantage for us, because we were able to play this last year of varsity football.
When you're going to Monsignor Bonner High School up in Philadelphia, a big Catholic football power, University of Delaware has a lot of press in the Delaware Valley. How much did you know about the university while you were in Monsignor Bonner?
Well, my senior year at Bonner, I was fortunate enough to have Coach Vince Knoll, and he's a native of Wilmington, Delaware, and he used to be a big Blue Hen fan back I guess a few years ago or whatever, and as his assistant, we also had Billy Zwan, was a great quarterback down here. So I was pretty fortunate enough to know pretty lot about Delaware before I came down here, and I was filled in by those two, and then again I was recruited by Coach Ron Rogerson, now up in Maine, and you know, like I said, I was pretty fortunate. I was pretty lucky to find out a lot about this great school. So I was pretty happy with it.
Paul, in preseason, you knew you had a good ball club coming back here. Loads of lettermen, almost everybody back on offense, everybody one starter back on defense. A lot of injury problems in preseason. You really didn't get things rolling until Saturday afternoon against Western Kentucky. Ball club's got to be in a good groove now coming into Temple.
Yeah, we are. We're anticipating Temple just like we would anticipate anybody else on our schedule. Like you said before, we did have a lot of problems, especially offensively. During preseason, we had a lot of running backs down, as Coach Raymond has mentioned before in the past, and it was a horror scene as he described it at some times. And you know, we still had the same true agonies of, you know, preseason and the same everybody getting down at one certain time or another. But we pulled through. We had a great week of practice last week before the Western Kentucky game, and now that everybody's healthy, we're anticipating Temple with a great deal of pride in our school, and we're going to be looking forward to playing them.
Last spring, Tubby and the assistants on the coaching staff were experimenting with moving you from the defensive end to the tackle position, basically because you didn't have a lot of people coming back at tackle, but Harden, Shield, and Wetzelberger, and of course Joe Valentino in good shape right now. You have been able to stay at defensive end.
Yeah, you know, I was ready to play either position. It was up to the top. It was up to the staff, whichever they wanted to put me. Like you said, I was experimenting at defensive tackle during the spring, this past spring, and I played some last year when Joe and Eddie were both hurt against Lehigh, and then I was moved down. I played a couple series there, but like you said, I'm happy where I'm playing right now as long as I'm helping the team out, and defensive end's fine with me. I don't really matter. But you know, Jeff Harden, Shield, and Bob Wetzelberger have both come around, and they've both been able to provide a lot of us with depth, and a lot of it, you know, Jeff with the year experience right there, and Joe being healthy. So I guess that's what made them decide to keep me at end.
Paul, you glad you came to Delaware?
Oh yeah, probably the best move of my life. It did come down to Villanova and Delaware, and right now it turns out to be the best and smartest move I ever made because Villanova now has, you know, no more football there.
Okay, Paul, doing a good job as captain. Good luck to us.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
Thank you.
All right.
Starting the second half, the Blue Hens trailing Temple 16-0. Bob Clouser kicking off to Kevin Phelan. Phelan will return 15 yards to the Blue Hen 18-yard line. 1st and 10, Delaware to open the second half.
Delaware has had a lot of trouble here in the first half. Remember, Temple, a very good ball club. They're 1-1 on the season. They knocked off Syracuse last week, and a week before that they went up and played surprisingly well against a Penn State ball club up at University Park, Pennsylvania. Delaware football, 1st and 10. Rick Scully having his troubles tonight. He is 2 of 7, 1 interception for 44 yards. He has been sacked once for a loss of 9 yards. Kayson in motion. Rick wants to scramble and throw it out. Going over the middle. Got a man wide open. Cliff Clement's got the football. Up over his own. Incomplete. I'm sorry, incomplete. Looked like Cliff scooped it off the turf. We were looking over the shoulder of Cliff Clement. Incomplete. It will be 2nd and 10. Quickly, your first half statistics. Delaware with 2 first downs. Temple with 12 first downs. Rushing, Delaware rushed 6 times for a total of 32 yards. Temple, 33 rushes for a total of 195 yards. Harold Harmon had most of that yardage, 157 yards on the ground, including a 70-yard TD scamper. 2nd and 10. Reeder in trouble and dropped. Dan Reeder buried in his own backfield, hit in there by number 49 for the Owls of Temple. They played very well defensively tonight. Doug Davis coming from his linebacker spot. The big stat, total offensive yards, Delaware 76, Temple 237. Also, Delaware lost 2 fumbles in the first half. Scully, little swing pass out to Clement. That's a loose football. Hens frustrated. That was a free football thrown behind the line of scrimmage. And it will be 4th down, Delaware, inside their own 10-yard line. Rick Titus will again have to boot out of his own end zone. Steve? Anthony Young and Gene Feingold back to receive Rick Titus's punt. 5-yard penalty puts the ball inside the Hen 4. Titus gets it out of there nicely. Feingold, fair catch. He will make the grab at the Delaware 38. Temple will move it 1st and 10 with 13:51 to play here. 3rd quarter action. Temple leading 16-0. 1st and 10 Temple, first possession of the second half. Ryan Rossi injured. He hobbled off the field at halftime. I'm sure we won't see him in the second half. Here's Harmon sweeping wide right. Witherspoon out there to throw him out of bounds along with Paul Brown. Harmon will stop the clock, but he moves it inside the Delaware 34-yard line.
Good pursuit by Witherspoon, holding Harmon in just a pickup of 4 yards.
Harmon, 15 rushes, 157 yards, and 1 touchdown. That TD was a 70-yard run, first score of the ball game. Reardon on a 2nd and 6. Slate and Harmon back there in the backfield. Long count. Slate will drive, bounce off a blue hen, and pick up a couple yards. Valentino was there to meet him early along with Paul Brown. But Brian Slade picks up a couple more yards, and that will bring up a 3rd and a long 2 for Temple. Reardon, straight drop. Going over the middle. Got a man out there and caught. That's his tight end, number 81, Jim Ermert. His first reception of the ball game, and Temple deep into hen territory, 1st and 10 from the Delaware 16.
Tim Reardon showing a lot of poise, sitting back in that Temple pocket. Looked for his receiver, waited for Ermert to break open, 18 yards on the pickup. And Steve, once again, Temple is very deep in Delaware territory.
Coming in, Reardon, 37 of 53 on the year. Here's Reardon running the football. He will dive near the hen 10-yard line. Temple leading 16-0. Reardon. Here's Myers. Myers is stacked up and dropped. Sherman Myers in there for Harold Harmon. Robertson again in on the hit. Greg Robertson has had a good ball game. Hermert, tight end left. McCoy split wide left. New fullback is Rod Moore. Rod Moore will dive inside the hen 10-yard line. And that will bring up a 4th down.
Steve, it seems as though Wayne Harden is very content in keeping the ball in the middle of the football field and letting Klauser go for his 4th field goal of the evening. This will be a relatively easy one, being from 25 yards out.
Bill Shirk to put it on the tee. Klauser to do the booting. Got it. 4 of 4 for Bob Klauser. Owls lead 19-0 with 10:38 to play, 3rd quarter. John Cason and Kevin Phelan deep to receive Bob Klauser's kickoff. He has booted most of them into the end zone. Line drive this time. Phelan way back. Got it down it. 9 yards deep in the Delaware end zone, and the Hens will bring it out and try to move it 1st and 10. Up front for Delaware, Tom Pescherine, Doug Martin, Peter Mill, Mark Malolo, and Randy Smith. John Cason has caught 2 balls tonight. He has been the only Delaware receiver to catch a football this evening. Scully option. A lot of people in his own backfield. But Rick will scamper for a couple of yards. Caught 2nd and a short 8 from the hen 22. Some big guns up front in that Temple defense. Running basically a 5-2. 3 down linemen and 2 linebackers playing defensive end. Scully going across the middle. Got a man out there, but it's going to be picked off. Anthony Young with the football. Anthony Young, 40, knocked out of bounds around the hen 33. Temple has looked impressive.
After 3 Temple plays, the Owls were unable to sustain a drive, so Wayne Harden sent in Bob Klauser for a school record 5th field goal.
Called a 43-yarder with 7:57 to play. Good snap, good hold, got the distance. Yes. Bob Klauser has been a big story in this contest. 5 for 5 for Bob Klauser, also an extra point. Klauser has 16 points in the ball game with 7:49 to play. Temple 22, 10 scoreless.
That's the way it ended. The Blue Hens of Delaware losing their first ball game of the season. Temple goes 2-1 overall in the year. Stay with us. We'll be back with Tubby Raymond right after these words. Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Rollins Cablevision Studios. Steve Turnberger here on the Blue Hen Football Report. Quickly, I'd like to thank Airport Toyota, exclusive sponsors of 1982 Blue Hen away football games, of course, located down on Route 13 across from the Greater Wilmington Airport. Final score, 22-0. The Owls taking the Delaware Blue Hens. First time the Hens have been shut out since 1975, 78 game span, and Harold Harmon rolling up 209 yards on the ground. Former Indian River All-Stater, played very well on Saturday night, only a junior for Wayne Harden. We had the complete statistic roundup, not very good for the Blue Hens, but you'll see how the defense played very well in this contest. Injury reports, Ron Rossi will tell you about him. The top 10, where the Hens stand in 1AA across the country. Also talk to Tubby Raymond, Greg Robertson right after the ball game in the Hen locker room with the news from past Saturday night up at Franklin Field. Let's take a look at those team statistics, and right away you'll see the Hens were in trouble offensively. Two first downs in the first half in this ball game. The Hens got 3 in the second half. They end up with 5 first downs in the entire ball game. 20 first downs for the Owls of Temple, as that vaunted Temple offensive attack played somewhat surprisingly not as good as we expected. Delaware defense played very well. Remember, Temple had great field position throughout the ball game. Net yards rushing, Delaware 66. The Owls of Temple 316. Of course, Harold Harmon, most of that yardage. Net yards passing, Rick Scully had 73 on the evening and 78 for Temple. That was a key statistic in the Delaware defense. Passing, Rick Scully 6 of 23, 4 interceptions, and of course Temple 7 of 18 with 2 interceptions. Bill Maley and Lou Rita coming up with those steals. Total net yards, 139 for the Blue Hens, 394 for the Owls of Temple, and that basically told the story on Saturday night as the Hens went down 22-0. Injuries, remember, you saw Ron Rossi limping off the field at halftime, severe ankle injury. We hope he'll be ready for Saturday. At this point, we're not sure. He is on the questionable list right now for Princeton at Delaware Stadium this Saturday. In the top 10, Delaware right now, remember, they were #1 in the country in the Lexington Herald 1AA poll. They have dropped to 8th in that poll, and the Idaho poll, which is located out in the state of Idaho, they are 7th in that poll. The NCAA official poll will come out this week. We'll have that for you next week right here on the Blue Hen Football Report. Don't forget our address here. If you have any questions, comments about the program, let me know at Rollins Cablevision, care of Steve Turnberger, P.O. Box 10210, Wilmington, Delaware 19850. Any question, comment about the program, you can get a hold of us right here at Rollins Cablevision. There's the address again, Rollins Cable, care of Steve Turnberger, P.O. Box 10210, Wilmington, Delaware 19850. Any question, comment about the show, like to know something about inside Blue Hen football, about Tubby Raymond, or you'd like to see something different on the program, let us know. We'll try to take care of you as quick as possible. After the contest, I had a chance to talk to Tubby Raymond in the losing Hen locker room. Tubby had these comments after the game.
I just told our defense they certainly had nothing to be ashamed of. That is a good football team, and when the dust clears, they've still only scored 1 touchdown. That breakaway, I thought our defense played well. But at the same time, there are lots of things about this game that we can improve, we can work on. I don't think our tackling was particularly good. I don't think that our poise was particularly good early in the ball game. And hopefully, we just will grow from this situation. Again, I don't think we have anything to be ashamed of. From a skills standpoint, we fumbled the ball a little bit. We threw it away a little bit. We dropped some passes. We had trouble establishing a running game. But that's baseball. I mean, you just don't get everything you want all the time. And we didn't come into the season expecting that everything would be easy. We didn't expect that we would forever be applauded. We know there's some bad experiences in this game, and hopefully we can turn it around into something good.
I'm sure a lot of Blue Hen viewers are trying to compare this Temple club to the powerhouses in the East and as well as in the country. They're trying to go big time. It looks like they're taking a big step this year. How good is this Temple ball club to powerhouses in the East?
Well, I would think it would be comparable to many. I think time will have to tell, but I think that time will prove that they're a good football team, and not just another bunch of kids on the block. I think they'll play well before the season's over against some good people.
Psychologically, what does this do to your ball club? You came in here tonight with high expectations. I'm sure you weren't expecting to blow out Temple. You thought you could stay with them up at Franklin Field. What does it do psychologically to the ball club?
Well, I don't know. I think we have, I think time will tell that too, but I do have a great deal of confidence in them, personality-wise. I think the character of this football team is sound, and I think they're going to recognize me. The first thing I said when I walked in here was that you have nothing to be ashamed of. We lost a football game to a good team. They only scored one touchdown against you, and we made enough mistakes to stop ourselves. And in addition to that, that's a good defense that played against us. So I can't feel bad about that. And sure, I feel bad, but I can't. I'm not ready to take the pipe, and I don't think anybody else is in here is either. And I look forward to see us coming back and playing very well before it's all over.
Okay, Coach. Good luck seeing Delaware Stadium against Princeton.
Thank you, Steve.
Tubby Raymond, after a disappointing defeat, but remember, Tubby said in the beginning, the Hens had nothing to lose and everything to gain. They had trouble Saturday night, but I'm sure they'll come out of this one with their heads hung high and ready for Princeton next week. After the game, talked to middle linebacker Greg Robertson, leader of that defense. Here's Greg in the Hen locker room up at Franklin Field. Greg, you had to come in here with a vote of confidence. Last week, the defense played very well, won 31-0 against Western Kentucky. Got to be a disappointment after this one.
Yeah, it was. We practiced hard all week to come in the game, and we expected to win. And things just went the wrong way. I thought there was a lot of bad calls, and a lot of things just went the wrong way.
Greg, as soon as the ball club came in the locker room, Tubby Raymond sat everybody down and said, you don't have anything to be ashamed of. And really on the defense played fairly well, only 5 field goals given up and a long touchdown run. Temple really didn't sustain a long drive against you all night.
We tried. We stopped them pretty well up front. And, of course, Tubby came in and said that we did a good job. We know we have 9 games to go, and we knew Temple was going to be strong when we came here. Yeah, you're right. That long run, that was kind of a turning point for the defense. We were in a special defense when we had a lot of drive coming in from the outside, and they split that and they had a clean shot right to the touchdown, so there wasn't too much we could do about that.
Greg Robertson, junior, 6'2", out of Seaford High School, former All-Stater down there for the Blue Jays, and one of his buddies had an outside linebacker, number 58, Sean Riley, 9 unassisted tackles and 9 tackles on his own. He had a great game on Saturday night against the Owls of Temple. Let's forget about Temple and look at
Capitol Hill.
Brown's got him. Paul will drop him back at his 30. 1:05 left here, second quarter. And Princeton with 2 timeouts remaining here before halftime. 2nd and 15. Guthrie in the slot right. Woods throwing to the near sidelines. Caught out there. That's Urschel. He won't be able to stop the clock. It will continue to move. Princeton will take a timeout with 33 seconds left, second quarter. Princeton has 1 timeout remaining. Tubby Raymond and defensive coordinator Ed Maley trying to halt this Princeton attack. Woods, nice ball out there, complete. Urschel rolling out of bounds at the Princeton 49. Good ball from Brent Woods. He was rolling to his left, cocked it, and threw a bullet to Urschel.
Steve, in the last 2 drives, Brent Woods is 9 for 13.
Guthrie splits left. Urschel split wide right. Woods over the middle. Post pattern. Got Urschel out there. He dropped the football. Great hit by Bill Maley. Bill Maley with George Schmidt out there, and Urschel is down on the football field. Brent Woods put that ball exactly where he wanted it, with good defensive heat from Maley and George Schmidt. .22 seconds left here, second quarter. Woods over the middle, got a man out there. Nice grab by Guthrie. Tigers get a timeout inside the Hen 30. Frank Navarro has come to play football here. His Tigers destroyed last year by the Blue Hens of Delaware, 61-8. Memorial has come in here and played very well. Remember, they don't play spring football over at Princeton. Only the second game of the season. They've come into Delaware Stadium fired up, and they've looked very strong here first half, down by 7. First and 10, Princeton, 15 seconds left, second quarter. Got a man over the middle, great catch by Guthrie, but Princeton has no timeout. They'll stop the clock to move the chains, and the Tigers are going to have to rush up there. 9 seconds on the clock. Woods has got to set him down and just throw a ball out of the end zone here. 9 seconds, he's going to have plenty of time to do it. They'll start the clock. Woods will throw the ball out of bounds near sideline, and 6 seconds remain. The Tigers can go out at halftime tied up here. It's 14-7, Delaware leading with 6 seconds left. Chris Price to do the booting. And what do we have? Delay a game against Princeton. That really won't hurt the Tigers too much. Frank Navarro making the decision there. He had 6 seconds left, and the gamble was to run one play and have the clock run out on him, or try to get 2 quick ones in and then kick the field goal. He's going to try for the short 3 points. Chris Price got an extra point on the afternoon. "34-yarder, perfect. 1 second remains in the first half. Chris Price drilled that football true right through the uprights, and the Tigers right back in it here at 14-10.
There's no further scoring, and the half ended Delaware 14, Princeton 10.
All right, let's get the game action. The Hens will receive second half kickoff. Remember, they're up by 4 points. 3 5-yard penalties against the Tigers of Princeton. We're just underway second half. They kicked 3 balls out of bounds, and the 15 yards, they moved them back. And Delaware will finally move it first and 10. Rick Scully, at quarterback. Merklener is in a slot right. Hammond split wide left. Rick had trouble passing in the first half. Here's Titus. Rick Titus, the fullback. Buried. Rick will be lucky to pick up a yard there. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 9. Mark Steimer's your tight end. Tom Pescherin's at left tackle. Doug Martin at left guard, number 60. Pescherin, number 70. Pete Mills, your center, number 52. Mark Murillo started the ball game at right guard, number 61, and he's back in there. Pat McKee played a lot there in the second quarter, and Randy Smith is your right tackle. He wears number 65. 2nd and 9. Scully. Merklener swinging wide left. Across the 40, 45, 50 in Princeton territory. Dancing over people inside the 40 of Princeton. Good carry by John Merklener.
Merklener did a lot of that on his own. Good job going up the left sideline right in front of the Delaware bench. He picks up 19 yards. Check and make it 14 yards into Princeton territory. 1st and 10 for the Hens.
John Merklener, 5'7", 190-pounder out of West Orange, New Jersey. Remember, had an eye injury last year, had to sit out the whole season. Only a sophomore. Getting his first start of the season at right halfback. Remember, Cason and Clement did not suit this afternoon. Reeder's cut down. Cut down his own backfield, dropped at the 46. Zerbany in on the tackle. Reeder may have picked up a foot on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 10. Dan will remain in there at fullback. 13:40, 3rd quarter. Hens 14, Tigers 10. Scully got a man Steimer off his fingertips. Hens have had trouble. They were thwarted early on 2 drives, and then looked very impressive late first quarter, early second, but they've had trouble throughout the second quarter and early here in the 3rd. Mill up over the football, 6'4", 235-pounder, 2-year starter. Scully will drop and set. Rick's going to be dumped. Back in Delaware territory at the Hen 44. Rick Titus to do the punting. Nice kick by Titus. It's going to bound inside the Princeton 10 and be down there by Owen Brand, number 17. Brand very good on the defensive specialty team units. And the Tigers will take it over. 1st and 10. They'll move it from their own 9-yard line. First Tiger possession of the second half. Guthrie, Urschel split wide left. Roland Warren, the tailback, will carry. Robertson coming from his middle linebacker spot to make the hit. Robertson, 6'2" junior, 220-pounder out of Seaford High School. Started a lot last year for defensive coordinator Ed Maley. .12:20 third quarter. Hands with a 7-man front. Warren, nice pop over the middle at the 16, fighting his way. And he'll be stacked up there by a host of Blue Hen defenders. Nice gain there on a 2nd and long for Princeton. After a measurement call, Tigers with their initial first down of the second half. At their own 18-yard line, just short of the 19. Woods. That's Ferrero, Ralph Ferrero, number 20, backup tailback. He'll pick up a couple. Call it 2nd and 8. That's 17,000 here at Delaware Stadium. Nice crowd on a beautiful afternoon for football. A little bit humid, temperatures in the low 80s. Nice and relaxing. Second home game of the season. Remember, the Hens will be on a 2-game road trip next week. Brent Woods with room. Woods with a lot of room out there. Brent Woods diving close to first down yardage at the 30. Brent Woods is tough. Ferris Curry, his fullback, was out there blocking for him. And Brent Woods has a first down.
Brent Woods was looking for number 10, his split end, Brian Urschel. Urschel was covered. Woods decided to turn it upfield, picks up the first down. And Steve, you have to be impressed with the job Brent Woods has done against an excellent Delaware defense.
Last week against Cornell, Brent Woods was 20 of 33, 237 yards, 3 touchdowns. 7th-rated quarterback in the country in trouble. Witherspoon got him just before he unloaded the football. Brent Woods pops up quickly there, but Witherspoon on a linebacker blitz to make the stop. 2nd and 10, Tigers.
Second time in the contest, Witherspoon has blitzed Woods. Successful there, causes the incompletion. 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line.
I'm sure a lot of people are remembering last year's game up in Princeton. Delaware rolled 61-8. Not the story this afternoon. Woods with Curry out there with him, got a man. That's Urschel at the 38. He will be short of first down yardage. Should bring up a 3rd and 2. Brent Woods has caught fire in the second quarter and here in the third. Remember, he had trouble in the first quarter. Delaware defense, nationally ranked. Told you before. 9th in the country as far as pass defense, 13th overall against the run as well as against the pass. That also includes the specialty teams. Woods rolling. Curry out there with him. Brent Woods with some room. Turn it up and get dumped. Won't get the first down. He had Guthrie on a seam over the middle. Bill Maley was on him. But Brent Woods will be short of first down yardage, and the Tigers will have to kick it away. Kusma will do the kicking. Phelan is deep for the Hens. Hens coming. 10 of them coming after the football. Phelan will receive it at his 30. And Phelan will dive from the 30 to the 37. We'll call it a 7-yard return for Kevin Phelan. Blue Hens with fairly good field position. They will move it 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. 10 minutes left here, third quarter action. Blue Hens leading 14-10.
Delaware failed to move the football, so they punted back to Princeton.
Tigers to move it 1st and 10. Everybody split out. Got a man. This is Guthrie. Breaks Weatherspoon's tackle. And it'll be dropped at the 29, close to first down yardage. I'm sure the Blue Hen coaches up in the press box are going crazy trying to figure out how to stop this Princeton offensive attack. 7:18 left third quarter. Tigers down by 4. Guthrie, Urschel split wide left. Lilly, the tight end, split right. Got a man over the middle. Guthrie dropped it. He had first down yardage, then a little bit behind Kevin Guthrie, leading receiver on this ball club. He had first down yardage up at his 44-yard line. But it's going to be a 3rd and 4 for Princeton.
Once again, Guthrie was open across the middle. If he would have caught it, it would have been another first down for Princeton. Another pass on the money from Brent Woods.
Newfrock, Rita, Maley, Schmidt. The man with the pressure on him now in that defensive backfield. Quiggs at a linebacker. Woods, turn it up. Brent, will he get the first down? He's close. I think he's got it. Brent Woods, first down. Leading rusher coming into the ball game. 1st and 10. Princeton, they have moved it here in the 3rd quarter.
Brent Woods, a smart run there. He looked for the chains, and he got exactly as many yards as needed. No more. It'll be a first down for Princeton at the 42.
Tigers had 9 first downs in the first half. Delaware 12. Total yards, 197 for Princeton, 160 for Delaware. Quigg was there again, number 19. Joe Quigg coming in there at a linebacker spot. Had a shot to get that football, but it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Quigg, 5'10", 196-pounder at a Bishop McDevitt High School. Woods, over the middle, wide open is Guthrie. Guthrie in Blue Hen territory, another first down, Tigers. Lou Rita on the stop with Schmidt, and the Blue Hen faithful don't like it. Woods had 143 yards through the airways in the first half. He's accumulated about 60 here in the second half. Woods on a straight drop. Got a man over the middle, Guthrie again. Guthrie with some fancy footwork, and he'll dive inside the 30.
We move to further action in the same series of plays.
2nd and 10, Princeton at the Blue Hen 14. Brent Woods, a senior 6-footer. Quick drop, all kinds of time. Guns it over the middle, Guthrie's on the 1-yard line. 1st and goal, Princeton at the Blue Hen 1. The Tigers can go on top here. 4:57, they have chewed up all kinds of time on the clock. Remember, Delaware took the opening kickoff of the second half, picked up 1 first down, punted to Princeton, who took over the football at the 19. They have kept it ever since. 1st and goal at the 1. Maley with his goal line defense in there. Curry and Warren. That was Warren. Roland Warren could not get in. May have lost a yard on the play. Newfrock there with Bill Maley. 2nd and goal. Got room. He's going to try to loft it. Can't get it. Knocked down. Who got a hand on the football? I think it was Witherspoon out there, number 23.
Woods was looking for Guthrie in the left corner of the end zone. Ollie Witherspoon, a great play, batting that pass down. It'll bring up a very, very big 3rd down play from the 1-yard line.
The Tigers need to get 6 here. A field goal would be a disappointment. They had a 1st and goal at the Hen 1. It's now 3rd and goal at the Hen 2. Twin tight ends. T in the backfield. Woods in trouble and dropped. Riley with Schmidt. Now Navarro has a big decision. Kick the field goal and be down by 1, or gamble and go for 6. He has a 4th and goal from the 2.
Steve, Princeton will go for it, but on that last play, credit Barney Ostavela containing Guthrie on the right side on the option. Woods had to turn it upfield, and he ran right into Schmidt and Riley. Big 4th down play for the Tigers.
Herschel split wide left. He's out there with Guthrie. 4th and goal, Princeton. Brent Woods rolling. Little dump pass. Got a man. He's in. Touchdown, Princeton. Roland Warren on a 4th down conversion play. The Tigers of Princeton have the lead. 16-14, Princeton. They have come to play football in Delaware Stadium. Chris Price, extra point is up and good. 3:17 left 3rd quarter. Tigers lead it 17-14. They drive 81 yards for their touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. Owen Brand and Kevin Phelan deep to receive the Princeton kickoff. Phelan at his 10, 15, Up at the 20, breaks one tackle, cuts back 25, and fumble. Hens got it back. Oh, good quickness there. Was that Owen Brand that came up with the football? I believe it was, number 17. Kevin Phelan's injured. He's going to go out. Elbow injury for Phelan. And Slagle's going to come in, number 44. A lot of pressure on Tim Slagle, only a sophomore, 5'10", 194-pounder out of Elkton. He's going to look like got to carry fake. Scully scrambling. Rick with some room. Rick Scully with speed up to the 40-yard line. He'll be run out of bounds, but a first down, Rick Scully. Leading rusher in the last decade for Blue Hen quarterbacks. The aerial attack of Delaware has had its problems. Reeder's going to check back in a fullback position. Scully really hasn't been sharp since the Western Kentucky contest. First and 10 Blue Hens. They trail 17-14. Slagle is in a slot left. Hammond will split wide right. Steinman, the tight end, on the left side next to Pescherin. Merklener run out of bounds right around the 41-yard line. John Merklener, he's like a bowling ball out there. Just bounces off people. The Hens dominated this ball game early. But ever since, Princeton has held the upper hand. Remember, Delaware had a 14-0 lead second quarter. On touchdown runs from Rick Titus and Rick Scully. Here's Reeder. Dan Reeder with room. Gets blasted at his 45. Warnament, number 19, with the big stick. 3rd and 3 Blue Hens. Here's Merklener. John with some room out there. Picks up a couple nice blocks. Merklener with room down the sidelines. Run out of bounds by Kevin Williams.
We now move to further action in the same series of plays.
A little out of KC Knobloch's range right now. Scully, Merklener. John diving inside the 25. He is close to first down yardage. Big measurement for the Hens. Short. Inches short. I gotta believe Tubby Raymond's gonna go for this one. He's got the big guns up front. Mill, Martin, Malillo surrounding that football. Just look for Rick Scully to take it and dive for 6 inches. Oh, he got stacked up and dropped the football. Scully got stacked up and dropped it. What happened here? Big pile up. Tigers say they have it. Now, the big thing here is where the ball's marked. They're going to call it Delaware possession. And now, another big measurement. He's short. Princeton football after the biggest measurement of the ball game. The Tigers have held inside their own 25-yard line. The Princeton Tigers will take over 1st and 10 with 37 seconds left, 3rd quarter. Herschel in there again. Woods over the middle, got his man. Witherspoon and Newfrock on a stop. That's Lilly, 83, the tight end. Senior. A lot of seniors on this ball club. Entire backfield, all seniors. Guthrie, Woods, Warren, Curry, Herschel. Lilly, the other senior, at the tight end slot. Woods, a lot of time, had Tilly. Ball's loose and intercepted. Oh my! Unbelievable interception by Lou Rita.
Steve Lou Rita didn't even know he had the football. He was tackling the receiver somehow. He held on to the football. He realized he had it, and he stumbled down to the 21-yard line. And Steve, Delaware must cash in on this opportunity. That is the end of the 3rd quarter. A big drive for the Hens.
After 3 complete quarters of play, Delaware trailing Princeton 17-14. Dick, the 4th and final quarter. Scully on a 1st and 10 after a big interception by Lou Rita. Rick's going to roll and run it. Run out of bounds at the 20. He had Doug Martin out there, left guard, pulling with him.
We now move to further action.
At the Princeton 12. Lane still in there for Hammond. He split wide left, tight end Steimer on the right side of the offensive front for the Blue Hens. Merklener in motion. Scully wants to put it up. Going over the middle, got a man, touchdown! Rick Scully threw a clean bullet to Kevin Phelan, and the Hens go back on top.
Big touchdown for Delaware. It takes them 1 minute and 10 seconds. 4 plays on the touchdown strike to Kevin Phelan. The Hens go up 3 points and possibly 4 with the extra point.
20-17. And this is a big extra point for Bill Maley, putting it on a tee. Ferguson snapping, and Casey Knobloch doing the booting. Perfect on the season. Good snap, good hold, good kick. 21-17 Hens with 13:50 to go in the ball game. Casey Knobloch, they kick it deep. Warren at his 10. Warren's got some running room. Smack down there nicely. 96 and on the hit on the defensive gloves. That's Tom Gibbons. Tom Gibbons, backup linebacker on the stop. Sophomore, 6'1", 195-pounder out of Pennsylvania. First down, Princeton Tigers. Good field position, just short of the Blue Hen 30. Check it, their own 30. Woods, all kinds of time. Got a man out there. Going to be a little too far for him, but almost a great catch. That's Urschel. Urschel, number 10. Brent Woods, a good quarterback, no question about it. Antone was very good for Western Kentucky. Delaware contained him nicely throughout the ball game. And last week, Reardon for Temple. Hens contained Temple. The Hen defense was very, very good last week. Temple had the ball 5 occasions inside of Delaware 20, could not convert a touchdown. Woods, blitz Witherspoon, deflected, almost picked off. Rita had it down at his ankles. And Lou Rita had all kinds of green grass to the left sidelines. 3rd and 10. Next week, the Tigers will take on Brown at home. Big Ivy League contest. Woods, sideline, got a man, hit him in the helmet. Maley's got it. Bill Maley with a great interception. Bill Maley with a big INT. That ball hit Ralph Ferrero in the helmet, bounced straight up in the air. Bill Maley dove and scooped it up off the turf before it hit the grass here at Delaware Stadium.
Steve, 2 spectacular interceptions for Delaware. Lou Rita on the last one, and Bill Maley, an unbelievable catch. Dove as far as he could. He brought it in, and Delaware once again takes over inside the Princeton 50-yard line.
At the Tiger 45. Scully, they want it in a hurry. Going deep down the right sideline. Merklener wide open just off his fingertips. John Merklener was there on the right sideline. He had beat the defensive man out there, Dave Brodus. And they'll bring up 2nd down and 10. That's the 2nd time in this ball game that Scully has just overthrown Merklener. John Merklener has very good speed. One of the quickest ball players on the squad. Hammond, Payson, Harris, and Phelan. Just a little bit quicker. Scully, option. Has Merklener, and John's going to try to block for him, but Rick's going to lose yardage. Again, that's Warnerman coming from the safety spot to make the hit. Scully on a 3rd and 11. Rick's going to set up. Murillo there doing the blocking. Nice bullet to Hammond. Scully getting his touchback. Hammond did a simple sideline curl just beyond the 1st down marker at the Tiger 34, 1st and 10 Blue Hens. Titus will check out. Dan Reeder will pop back in to that Delaware backfield. Pesherin, Martin, Mill, Malillo, and Smith up front for the Blue Hens. Scully calling, option, Phelan. Kevin's going to try to turn the corner, got the speed to do it. Slashing inside the 30 down to the Princeton 28. 12:14 to play, 4th quarter. Delaware 21, Princeton 17.
We now move to further action 2 plays later.
For next week, the Hens will travel to Taylor Stadium to take on the Engineers of Lehigh. 1st and 10. Scully play action, setting up, gunning, right end zone, touchdown, Merklener! John Merklener with a great grab down there in the right end zone for the Delaware Blue Hens. Beautiful catch by John Merklener. Scully had him down in the right flats. He just swung out of the backfield, caught the football going back, and the Hens up now 27-17. John getting up very slowly down there. Roy Rylander and company helping him off. Knobloch to do the kicking. 3 of 3 this afternoon. 7 of 7 overall in the season. That's 15 straight going back to last season. Maley to spot it. KC has it. 11:02 left, 4th quarter. Blue Hens, 2 back-to-back unanswered touchdowns. They lead 28-17 over the Tigers of Princeton.
Delaware punted to Princeton, but they failed to move the football, so they punted back to Delaware, who then fumbled back to Princeton.
1st and 5, Princeton. At the 15, after a legal procedure penalty against Delaware. Brent Wood stands in there. Nice, picked off Spoon. Allie Witherspoon's got it with a lot of room. Spoon 5, 4, 3, touchdown, it's over. Allie Witherspoon, INT, returns it into the end zone, touchdown. Delaware, they take a big lead here, and it's just about history for the Tigers of Princeton.
KC Knobloch's final extra point. Delaware goes out winning 35-17. The Hens 2-1 on the year.
Back in the Rollins Cablevision Studios, Steve Turnberger here with you. Blue Hens winning their 2nd ball game of the season. Big comeback, 35-17 over the Tigers of Princeton. In the next couple minutes, we'll show you game statistics. Also injuries, some key injuries in this ball game, and some key people will be back next week against Lehigh. Also talk to some key performers. Lou Rita, John Merklener, Allie Witherspoon, and of course, head man Tubby Raymond have their comments. We'll also look to next week's game with Lehigh with scout coach Paul Billy. Right now, let's take a look at team statistics. Delaware, remember, they had trouble there in the first half, but Tubby Raymond and company got things together at halftime. Not a big blowout in the locker room at halftime, as Tubby will tell you in just a couple minutes. Finally got his club straightened out. First downs, Princeton 20, Delaware 29 in this ball game. Remember, Princeton led in that category at halftime. Net yards rushing, 104 for the Tigers, 282 for the Blue Hens. Merklener and Kevin Phelan leading the way there. Also, Dan Reeder and Rick Titus, the 2 fullbacks, had good days on the ground. Yards passing, 273 yards in the air for Brent Woods out of Princeton, a senior, only his 3rd start in his career at Princeton. 123 for the Blue Hens of Delaware. B.J. Webster and John Sparr coming on there to get 3 completions late in the ball game. Passes for Brent Woods, 24 of 49, 4 INTs. Delaware secondary coming up with most of those, and including Witherspoon. Delaware 9 of 19 with 1 interception. That, of course, was picked off from Rick Scully. Total net yards, 377 for Princeton, and Delaware 405 total net yards. Remember, last year Delaware had over 800 yards in total offense against Princeton when they played the ball game up in Princeton, New Jersey. Also, average per punt, 34.8 for Princeton, somewhat weak for a Division I AA ball club. Rick Titus, another good day, 42.3. Remember, he's the all-time leading punter in Delaware football history. Right now, let's go down to the Hen locker room. I had a chance to talk to Lou Rita. Big interception in the 3rd quarter may have turned this ball game around for the Hens. Here's Lou, number 20, in that defensive secondary.
Number 20, Lou Rita, had a big interception there in the 3rd quarter when the Tigers were battling with the Hens. And Lou, it's kind of tough to see it from my vantage point. The ball was hung on the Princeton receiver, and you kind of just stole it off his back pocket.
Yes, it's just what happened. Came up, ball was trapped, just reached in there and grabbed it. And tried to take off with it.
Lou, you had to be thinking to each other. Defense has played very well this year against Western Kentucky, and last week in the loss against Temple. Problems started happening early in the 2nd quarter. Woods had a lot of open people. What was the defense thinking in that huddle through the 2nd quarter?
Well, there was a lot of poise in the team, a lot of poise. Nobody panicked. It was just like, all right, we'll get him this play, we'll get him this play. They kept driving, which said, we'll get him this play. and we came up with some big plays.
Experience has to be a big key in that kind of
Yes.
situation.
Yes, you know, everybody basically has been there before when we did panic in the past, and it didn't help us. Now everybody's just keeping calm. The last 2 games, this game too. Everybody just kept calm. We did the job.
What was the feeling on the ball club coming onto the field? You beat Princeton very badly last year up there, 61-8. I know the coaches all week emphasized they're not a pushover, they're not a pushover. Were you surprised by the Princeton talent?
A little bit, but we didn't go in figuring we were going to roll right over them. We figured, you know, they came off a win last week. They're going to come in pretty high for us this week. They thought maybe they can come in and pass on us because of the publicity our secondary got last year. They thought they can throw all day, and they almost did. Sure, you got a lot of yards passing the ball.
So looking back to your high school career, you were a senior up in New Jersey. A couple of coaches came up to look at you. They didn't really think you could play Delaware football. You came down here as a walk-on, and to start your senior season and be one of the best players in that defensive backfield, that's got to be a great honor for you.
That feels really great, you know. Coming around, playing ball, great bunch of people, good coaches. This is a really good program here. I knew nothing about Delaware football when I first came, and it's a tremendous experience. It's really great. I like the coaches, the players. It's really good. I feel good.
Good fans in Delaware also.
Great fans. Well, I remember we went up to UMass 2 years ago. It was their homecoming, and we had more people on our side of the stands than they had on theirs. And that's a following. That's a big following.
Lou, next week, a lot of Delaware fans will be in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Can't wait. We can't wait.
Would you like to suit up for tonight?
Let's go now. I can't wait.
Okay.
Big key in this ball game, John Merklener getting his first start, number 32, a sophomore. Remember, he sat out all last year, was redshirted with an eye injury. John Merklener, 64 yards on the ground today, leading rusher, along with Kevin Phelan. I talked to John after the ball game in the Hen locker room.
John, you got your first start of your college career here at the University of Delaware. It must have been a good feeling for you to get the nod.
It was a great feeling, I'll tell you. Sitting off, you know, without I had a lot of injuries, and prior to this, and it just felt great getting back into the swing of things. And I had a lot of guys, you know, confident in me, both Coach Raymond and Coach Kemsky, and with their help, you know, thank God I got through it, and I feel I did okay today.
Everybody wants to hear about Tubby Raymond. What do you think about the ball game? He had problems in the first half, Tubby will tell you. Very excited there. Princeton showed a lot of prowess on the football field as they took a 14-10 lead into the halftime locker room. The Hens did, but then Princeton came back out, went ahead 17-14. Here's Tubby after the big win.
With head coach Tubby Raymond after the Hens have won their second ball game in the season, 35-17, coming from a 17-14 deficit. And Coach, you mentioned to your players at halftime, you got a little rattled there in the second quarter, but the big key was the defense being very poised in trouble.
Well, I thought that there was a time when I thought that we ought to go in there and turn the locker room upside down at halftime, and then I realized that that really wasn't the problem. The problem was that we were not getting the passer when we needed to get to him, and we just needed a little bit of poise, and we had a very business-like halftime meeting, and the thing that I think the story of the ball game was the courage or character of our defense to stay in there and play well, and under some duress, without Rossi, Valentino, and with Brown hobbled, we were not getting as good a pass rush from that front four as we had in the previous ball games, and it made a difference. And I was particularly pleased with our defense, that they didn't panic, that they held in, they didn't give any cheap touchdowns, any cheap scores. And from an offensive standpoint, I was pleased that we were able to win a ball game without Kason and Clement. We, of course, moved the spread receiver Kevin Phelan back in the backfield, and he played extremely well. And then, of course, John Merklener came in and played an outstanding game at the other halfback, and we won a ball game.
Who wears number 23 for the Blue Hens of Delaware? I know all you loyal Delaware fans know that. Ali Witherspoon, linebacker for the Blue Hens, picking off his first interception, running it back for a touchdown, his first INT of this season, and his first career touchdown in a Blue Hen uniform. Only a junior out of New Jersey, a former quarterback. Here's Ali in the victorious Hen locker room.
Yes, it was. It felt very good to be in the end zone today. I used to run offense when I was in high school. There was no way they could stop me from getting that touchdown.
Ali, the defense has played very well this year. Everybody knows they were criticized last year. The pass defense had trouble. Played great against Western Kentucky, great last week against Temple. And the first time you started breaking down, I guess, was late first quarter, early second quarter. Princeton started driving.
Right. We knew they were going to come out passing, and the defense started to shake up a little, but after halftime, we started to settle down and play our game. There was really no problem. We just started to get panicky. They started, if we drop back for the long ball, they hit the short ball. We drop back for the short ball, they hit the long ball.
The Engineers of Lehigh 0-3 on the season, one of the worst starts in Lehigh football history. They have lost to Maine, Colgate, and Pennsylvania last week. The Quakers beat the Engineers 20-17. If you don't get a chance to get up to Bethlehem this Saturday, be with us next Monday night at 8 o'clock. Also Wednesday night at 8 o'clock right here on Rollins Cable Channel 2, 1982 Blue Hen Football Report. We'll have all the action from Lehigh on Saturday afternoon. Final note, Delaware is number 9 in the country in 1AA. That is a poll that comes out of Idaho. Don't pay too much attention to those polls until it gets late in the season. Steve Turnberger saying so long. Thanks for being with us. See you next Monday night and Wednesday with Lehigh football from Bethlehem taking on the Blue Hens. Hope to see you up there this Saturday.